I'm still holding on to SoFi right now. The SoFi stock is down a little bit. I'm really not sure if it's going to go up, but I do know that I have a plan. And one of the key points of having a plan on any stock, not just in SoFi, is position sizing correctly. So we had a question from one of our viewers asking about position sizing. And so I want to go through some of the details as to why I position size the way that I do, how we get to this point, and why it actually works best to position size in this way. So Lenny, I almost said Leo again. Lenny had a great question. His question was, can you explain position sizing? How's it that you have just 4 or 5 trades and are 100% into the market? I'm at a maximum of 50 to 60%. I'm entirely basing this on the position sizing spreadsheet. So if you are an outlier, you've probably come across the position sizing spreadsheet that we use here. And what it's doing is it's building out your position size, of course, and not every stock needs to have the same position size. Now, these are the stocks that I'm in right now, and I usually risk 7%. Now, listen to me and take this to heart, take this to my grave. I don't want you to trade 7%. I don't want you to trade 6%. I want you to start with 1%. Become profitable at 1%. If you are profitable at 1%, you can be profitable at any percent. But if you can't be profitable at 1%, you're never going to make it in this game. So I've been doing this for 16 years. I know that I'm profitable. I know in my worst case outcome, I will be wildly profitable by the end of the year. Now, I'm going to lose some trades. Whoever thought about that? But I'm also going to win some trades, right? The way that you position size correctly is to plan for losing trades. Hope for the best, but you got to prepare for the worst. Now, I am a big proponent of having a tighter stop with a much bigger size, So that's why I trade at 7%, because I have really, really tight stops. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I move on. It's part of the game. All right. So this is how I get to my position sizing. Now, I learned this directly from a $1 billion hedge fund manager named Larry Hite, one of the original market wizards. He specifically taught me this formula for position sizing. Okay. You take your account balance, and we'll use round numbers here, $100,000, and you multiply that by the risk you're willing to take. So in this example here, the risk is 5%. Risk is not your position sizing based on your portfolio. This is how much you're willing to risk on the trade. Because as I'm going to show you in a minute, you can trade way bigger than 5% of your portfolio with a 5% risk. Okay. Then you divide that by 2 times the ATR, and that gives you the number of shares. Then you take the number of shares and divide it by the delta of the option contract you normally go for, and that gives you the approximate number of option contracts. Now, the reason I want to point this out is you can use this with shares, right? If you just want to trade shares without any leverage, or you can use this using option contracts, which I would highly recommend. Now, why 80? 80 is my ballpark. I'm always in around the 80. Sometimes it's at the 70, sometimes it's at the 94, right? Ballpark I'm shooting at is 80, so I always use 80 as the denominator in this part of the equation. So let's go talk about what ATR is, because you're going to need to know what ATR is in order to calculate this. So let's go to SoFi's chart and let's look at SoFi's ATR. Now, down at the bottom down here, and I'm going to drop off the chat for this, you'll notice a value of 1.17. 1.17 is the ATR value on here, okay? Now, it's going to be slightly different on here. Oh, it's perfect, 1.17. Sometimes there's a little bit of discrepancy to do the math, but 1.17 is exactly the ATR value. This is the average true range over whatever number of periods you want to use, okay? The default is 14. I use 14. It's what I've always used, okay? You could change it to 10. You could change it to 400. I don't care. Just pick one and stick with it forever, okay? Stick with it forever. Now, you can see the average true range at $1.17, but you can also see if you zoom out, that's huge compared to a few months ago. Back in June, the average true range was around 59 cents. So the average true range has doubled in the last few months. Because the average true range has doubled in the last few months, you need to trade half the size. Wait, what? Yes, because the volatility has expanded, we're position sizing based on volatility of the stock. If the volatility has doubled, you need to shrink your position size by half. But Chris, I want to make so much money. I understand. But if you lose when volatility is twice as high and you're losing on twice as big of a position, you're going to lose twice as much as you need to. Okay? It is by design meant to help you. It is by design helping maximize the position size you can take with as small of risk as you need to take. Now, you understand the formula here. We understand what ATR is. Let's actually look at that in practice. So let's look at SOFI. And like I say, this is with a 7% position size. I went through and I put in the option prices that I actually paid for these because I'm an actual real trader on the internet, unlike everybody else who claims to be one. And the portfolio size on these trades comes out to 99.9% of my account using options. But if I were doing it with stock only, that would be 644.19%. Look over in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see this. So for 100% of my account, I could be in all these stocks. Or for 6 times my account, I could be in the same number of stocks with the same size. Wait, what? How is that even possible? That's the leverage we're talking about. So let's look at SOFI's formula here real quick, right? The ATR $1.17. The share size would be 29.85. Let's do the actual share calculation together. So remember, we're going to divide by 2 times the ATR. So 100,000. I assume that's what we got over here. Yeah. Account balance times your risk percent. In this case, I'm using 7. Do not ever trade 7%. I'm trying to show you, because I'm an actual professional investor who does this on YouTube, how it's done. So you take 100,000 times 7. So that's 7,000. We understand that. Everybody understands 100,000 times 7% is 7,000. Okay. You're going to divide it by 2 times the ATR. 2 times this is going to be $2.34. Okay. 2 times the ATR value is going to be $2.34. So 7,000 divided by 2.34 is 2,991. There's some rounding going on, but there you go. That's where you get your share size, 2,991, 2,985. Like I say, there's some rounding. And then you divide that by 80, if that's your options delta, divided by 10, if you buy stupid out of the money lotto calls, right? If you want to do that. But as a professional investor, I'm going to use the 80 delta. So we're going to go that divided by 80. Gives me 37 contracts. Wow. It's like the math really works. Now, I could either buy 2,985 times 23.29, and that would cost me, how much would that cost me? 2,000. If I just bought the shares, 2,985 times 23.29, $69,520. But I only have a $100,000 account, Chris. That's not going to work very well. It's not. It's not. It's right. But your total risk in the trade on all these trades is still going to be the same, because we're taking this price, the current price, and then we're saying we're going to get out at a half ATR. That is my stop out point. That is the tight stop that we're talking about. And we just talked a minute ago about how ATR has expanded, right? Half of an ATR down here would have been 30 cents. Half an ATR up here is 60 cents, okay? Which means that you're taking twice the amount of risk today because it's that much bigger, because the stop out point is that much bigger, okay? Now, if we use the 37 contracts and then we multiply it by the price of the option contract that I actually bought, because I'm a real money trader, that would only be 10% of my account. So you could use options and get the same position size equivalent for 10% of your account, or you could use the shares and it'd be 69% of your account. You get to choose that. I would choose options, of course. But that sort of leverage is how you can have multiple positions on and it be 100% of your account, versus having multiple positions on and it being 600% of your account. And either way, you're still in the market. You're still in pretty much the exact same position size. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, wait a minute, Chris, that total risk there is not 7%. In fact, 1750 divided by 100,000 is only 1.75%, Chris. I know. It's weird. I know. It's by design. And I didn't design it this way. A billion-dollar hedge fund manager designed it that way. And then he taught it to me, and I'm teaching it to you because I'm an actual real money, legitimate investor who trades on YouTube and not a paid actor who does so. 1.75% of my account is significantly less risk than 7%. This is the worst case outcome. I don't want it to be 7%. I don't want it to be 5%. If I get stopped out, I'm only going to be down 1.75%. That sounds great. But the worst case outcome is what I'm planning my risk around, and that's 7%. So that is by design only a quarter of the risk percent that we're putting on here. Okay. So it is super important that you position size correctly. If you don't position size correctly, you're not going to be in this game for very long. So Lenny, thank you so much for that question. I hope that that helped out. Now, what are these over here? This is the number of stocks getting uptrends. This is the number of stocks getting downtrends. If more stocks are getting uptrends, that is going to help you. This is the number of buy signals that we have, and then the 10 EMA of that. But the more buy signals that come through, combined with more uptrends, is exactly where you want to be. And there are times where the downtrends start coming down, maybe before you get the crossover here. So we're trying to codify and make this as easy to read as possible. Now, for the 4.0 version that will come out in about 2 weeks, this is going to look a lot different. But for today, we do have some incredibly smart people like VacLav who have built some unbelievably useful bookmarklets that I hope is working correctly. You know what? I actually deleted yours, VacLav, on accident. And now I'm going to have to find that. It's not my day, and that's okay. What we're trying to do is codify and make sure that these are moving up in the direction that we want to see. Okay, so that's all that they are. That's what the donkey channels are. Now, all donkey channels are either 0 or 1, meaning that they're not getting more uptrends. And you can see that right there, right? You can see that exactly right there. We're not getting more uptrends. It's pretty much just sideways. We are getting more downtrends, however. Now, yesterday, it was increasing. And because yesterday was increasing, that is where I would be interested in. And you can actually go and into the screener here. And this is what I would do and did this morning when I was planning out my trades, because I'm an actual real money trader who trades money on the internet. I would look at what the yesterday signals were, because the yesterday signals will match with the yesterday display right here. So that's the way that I would look at it. That's why I'm going to look at it. And you know what? We have so much to cover. And so that's why we do this every single week, right? Is the Ask Me Anything Friday. I want to help you out in the best way that I possibly can, right? I am blessed beyond belief that I get to do this as my full-time job. And I'm very grateful that you guys get to watch and learn as we do it. So if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these 2 videos and have a fantastic day.